Tonight on Parker and Parker, one shining moment? Really? We'll break down last night's not-so-instant classic. And if you thought relief pitching was the Nats' #1 problem, think again and get spell check. Plus, men out there, do we have a master's plan for you? It involves golf, pizza, and frozen peas. And how's this for a tease? Sports Talk with Parker and Parker starts now.
I will see this.
Do you want to sing along, Jewel?
No, I hate that song.
One shine. What does that graphic say? That doesn't look like shining to me. I don't know what sort of tomfoolery they're up to in the control room. This basketball game last night was anything Julie Parker but one shining moment. I think this was the only basket in the entire second half of the game. Kemba Walker.
I was thinking about just bailing completely.
And just going to bed?
Half. There's a lot of switching back and forth, let me say that.
Okay, what kind of sports fan are you?
There were some Yankees being watched at the time.
Thanks, Joel. Hey, everybody. We are Parker and Parker. I'm Alex.
I'm Julie.
So you watched the Yankees last night? You couldn't stomach,
I flipped
you
back
couldn't
and
stomach
forth.
The game?
It was boring. It was boring.
Oh. Whew. After a wonderful big dance. You know, Butler had the game winner against ODU and VC. It was all great. It was all set up.
Until it wasn't.
And at about 9:40, I went, is there a Rockford Files on or something I can catch?
To see, like, is anyone else on Twitter and was wondering, is it just me? And there were lots of, is it just me?
Tim Brandt came into the sports office and said, how about that basketball game? Was that awful? Holly Shannon, one of our executive producers here, don't know that she's a huge sports fan, comes by me today and says, that game was awful. Let's take a look at the highlights. I mean, it was ugly. There's no doubt about it. We have highlights here. We have stats. We're going to break down the game for you. Joel, you can see. I mean, I thought the officiating was atrocious. I mean, there, the turnovers. I mean, it was 22-19 at the half. What do you got?
Butler shot 19%, 9 for 33 on three-pointers. I mean,
you can see that. I mean, a lot of folks are talking about the arena was too big. They couldn't get a good depth perception. I mean, you can tell. I mean, look, see.
That's what it was. It was the arena's fault.
It was the arena's fault. I mean, you can watch here, even see. I mean, it was just, I think it will go down as the worst championship game. Even the free throw shooting.
They took it outside. They just took it outside.
Well, the free throw shooting alone, I think Butler was 54%. I mean, it's just a darn shame that it had to end this way. And I feel bad for Jim Nance and Clark Kellogg. They had to call this game.
It's time to settle the madness.
Butler's the top dog, or whatever he said. Jim Nance said it. He's very good at this. You got the sense that the top dog line, he had planned that since Saturday. Okay, that was written down. That was impromptu. This really was a shame, though. You can see the game. After the game, of course, you know what they do. They celebrate. This is what they do now. You can't just win a basketball game anymore. You've got to do this sort of thing, Julie Parker. You're familiar with this sort of thing, are you not?
Sort of. What do you mean?
Well, this is not College Park, Maryland, circa 2002.
Okay.
This is Storrs, Connecticut last night. And let me read from the AP. You're going to be so psyched. Police say fans caused minor property damage on campus. 12 people arrested, 5 of them students. Who are the non-students that are doing this? Somebody's mother-in-law?
The guys who hang out in stores.
Here's the part you'll like. A couch, right here on the AP. A couch was set on fire and a car was overturned. Finally, another institution of higher learning other than the University of Maryland has taken.
It's an East Coast thing.
Oh, good. It's an I-95 thing. Mm-hmm. Let's burn couches. Honestly, the game was awful. UConn won the game. Everybody outside of Connecticut wanted Butler.
Yeah.
Didn't work out.
UConn has 3. Yay. We move on.
If Butler can get back next year, that would be a wonderful thing.
And playoffs.
And baseball.
And baseball.
Now we can devote all of our Parker and Parker attention away from March Madness.
To the Orioles? I'm just asking.
The Nationals. No, we have a team now. Remember, we got a team.
I understand, but the Orioles are doing very well.
The Nats are not. They're 1-2 going into tonight. This guy, Broderick, the relief pitcher, Jewel, in their last outing, he forgot to let the ball go.
What do you mean? Did we just show that?
Yeah, he forgot to let the ball go. He balked in a run, and then watch what happens to Chad Godin.
Oh!
This is what's happening to the Washington Nationals. See the
Can we see the guy not let go of the ball again?
Tara, we're going to get back on camera. If we could re-cue up the Brian Broderick, we're going to re-show this video.
What do you mean he
for
forgot?
Julie.
What do you mean he forgot?
Okay, bases are loaded. Take a look at your monitor. Bases are loaded, and he's going to throw the ball. There's only one problem. He forgets to. He forgot to let go of the ball.
Have you ever seen that before?
I've never seen this before. It was really the National nightmare. There's a reason we have a misspelling here.
What did the announcer say?
Okay, but here's the deal. Bullpen problems for the Nats. We'll grant you that.
Clearly.
They have another problem, and that problem, Julie Parker, would be?
Spelling.
Spelling. Can we do the graphic? Okay.
They have to explain this, because not everyone knows John Lannon.
Nats relief pitcher. This is the big screen at Nats Park. They misspelled his name. His name is John Lannon, L-A-N-N-A-N. So they misspelled the guy's name.
Who's in charge of this?
Not me. I thought to myself today when I saw this, it could have been worse. They could have gone one step further and gone with John Lennon.
Imagine. Imagine.
I hear music. Oh, that's cute. I get it. See the spelling?
I see it.
Our crack producing staff, we have a staff. It takes a village, really. For Parker, we have thousands of people that are misspelling things at all hours of the day.
Wait, I want to point out, I've created
this on the heels of, it was just 2 short years ago. Remember when Ryan Zimmerman rounded first and his jersey said Nationals. Do we have that video? Apparently in the budget, they spent $611 million on a new stadium. Remember they were going to.
Beautiful.
It's beautiful. It's great. Everything's great. They got Strasburg. Can somebody get spell check?
Who's in? I mean, seriously, who's in charge of the video board? Is that?
Do they need a speller? Do the Nats need? They've got like Mike Rizzo's the GM or whatever. They got all these people.
They
got the farm system. We need like the spell check dude. We
have a media guide to follow. I want to start something.
What are you starting?
We're on radio this Sunday from 10 to 1. 106.7 The Fan is the flagship channel for your Washington Nationals.
They are.
I would like for our viewers and or listeners and people who follow us on Facebook and Twitter to come up with the best slogan for the Nationals for the season.
That is spelled correctly.
That is spelled correctly. And then you need to post it on our Facebook page, Parker and Parker.
This sounds hard.
Or go to our Twitter page.
It sounds like work to me.
Parker and Parker, and come up with the most creative slogan for the Nationals.
Slogan for the Nats.
We'll choose the winner, and we'll read it on air Sunday. We're on from 10 to 1?
We are on 10 to 1.
Okay.
Cool.
I put you in charge of that. Coming up on this special spell-checked version of Parker and Parker. Guys, you love the Masters, but just how much? Can you make the cut? Our next guest can and will. You just have to give frozen peas a chance.
Oh, that's cute.
The explanation when we come back.
Frozen peas a chance.
We have time for 2 more questions, and Doug, please.
Did you arrive here thinking you were the guy to beat, and do you still feel that way now?
Well, every year I came here, I was always trying to get myself there on the back 9. That's all I wanted to do, was get myself there. And there's so much work that has to be done between now 63 holes, basically, to get yourself to that back 9. It's so much work, and I just want to be a part of that action.
Did he say be a part of the action?
I think Tiger Woods just said, I just want to get a little of some of that action.
No. The golf, the sport.
What do you say? He wants to get some action? Tiger, we love you. We kid because we love. That's Tiger Woods. That was Tiger earlier today at his pre-Masters press conference. Is he still the guy to beat this week? I don't know. It doesn't feel that way, but when he comes back, he'll be back, and then I have a feeling it'll be quickly. It won't take long for him to be back once he gets back. How's that for English? And we're making fun of the Nats for not being able to spell.
He's got a new girlfriend. He might be back.
She's 21.
He might be back.
Getting some action. We get press releases all the time in the Parker and Parker office. Huge structure.
The office.
The Parker and Parker office. Huge structure. It looks a lot like the Pentagon. Today, our producer, Terry Cornwell, sent us one from a Dr. Mitch Moskowitz. Jewel, as a man, I don't even feel comfortable reading the press release.
I'm happy to read it. I can't read your chicken scratch, but basically what the good doctor does, he is a Dallas urologist.
This is golf related, by the way.
It is, and I do want to point out that about 600,000 vasectomies are performed each year in the U.S. According to sportsnip.com, a sportsnip vasectomy lasts about 20 minutes. It comes with a master's goodie bag, which features pizza, wings, sports snacks, beverages, teas, and some frozen peas.
Now, this is Dr. Mitch Moskowitz came up with this promotion. Let's tie together the Masters and you know that.
You can say it.
Joining us from Dallas is Dr. Mitch Moskowitz. There is PR genius and then there's PR genius. This thing is good, Dr. Moskowitz. How are you?
I'm doing fine. Thank you for inviting me.
I just crossed my legs as soon as you started talking. I don't know if that was just sort of Freudian or what, but I'm all set. Thanks.
It'll be my pleasure. You come to this part of the country. It'll be my pleasure to take good care of you.
We should
do it during the
do
World
it.
Series.
I'll
We'll
bring
come
the
to
camera.
Dallas.
I'll bring the camera, and Dr. Mitch will perform.
So you decided to put together a little package, a little special around the Masters. The Sportsnet package. It includes a gift card, pizza, wings, snacks, beverages, a bag of teas and markers, and a bag of frozen peas for the recovery. How did you think of this?
You know, it's. I recently had some hip surgery, actually a replacement back in the fall, and I was really stuck for 2 weeks indoors and watching a lot of baseball, the World Series. I figured, you know, if you're going to have something done, why not do it around the time of a fun sporting event? And for me, you know, I'm a sports nut.
No pun
why not
intended.
March Madness? Several great long weekends of watching basketball, TLC from your significant other, have your vasectomy. Life can't be any better.
We don't want to get too graphic because this is a family program, but there's no scalpel involved. How?
Are you using a 7-iron for this
Got a
procedure?
pick.
Yeah. How do you do this on PG television?
Right. Well, first of all, we do not use a scalpel, but we use an instrument that makes a small puncture.
Oh.
Yeah, small. In the skin of the scrotum.
Who's
and
calling
from there,
small?
we can then proceed with the procedure.
Dr. Mitch,
Sounds great.
This is a battle that wages between the sexes constantly. And my take would be that it's far easier for men to take care of this than it is for women. Wouldn't you agree?
I agree. Outside of abstinence, which most people don't want to practice, probably the vasectomy is your most efficient and safest way of avoiding having more children.
Dr. Moskowitz,
Which we all want.
another important question. Frozen peas appear to have, they've got the entire market on the recovery. I've got a bag of niblets here. Frozen corn and butter sauce. Should I elect to have this procedure? Will this suffice for me?
Yeah, it can suffice. The main we want the frozen entity to how should we say contour around the package.
I like that. I like a little contour.
It's like a BMW ad.
Everybody likes a little contour. Mitch Moskowitz, congratulations on coming up with this wonderful marketing idea, tying together the I don't know how well the Masters folks are going to take this, by the way.
If we have a patient between now and Sunday, Dr. Mitch, could you encourage that gentleman to call into our radio show because I have a few questions for him?
Absolutely.
Okay, we'll get your info.
And
all
real
that.
quick, your website is www.sportsnip, that sounds awful, .com.
That's right, sportsnip.com. It'd be our pleasure.
Dr. Mitch Moskowitz, thanks for being a good sport, and I'll be in Dallas soon.
All right, well, I look forward. Please contact me, and again, thank you for the opportunity to be on your guys' show.
Take care.
So you just sort of puncture.
I like when Dr. Moskowitz said, I'm not a nut.
Just ahead, does this Jersey girl have what it takes to hang with boys in briefs? I think we all know the answer to that.
Snooki!
Parker and Parker returns in a New Jersey Seconds All.
Look at that! Snooki! Did you see that? Snooki winding up. Look at the side flip, back flips, and then boom! Did you see that?
Usually the tease in television comes before the break. This time the tease is coming after the break. This is actually news, Julie Parker. Came down today on the wire.
I see that.
It's news. It's hard news. Hardcore news. The Kansas City Tees. There's a new lingerie football team coming to Kansas City. They will be called the Tees.
When we talk about this
On
on
the
the
radio.
radio, this is all anyone wants to talk about. And the
I know.
names they come up with for the Washington, D.C. team.
Which we don't have, but I've said we should have because clearly there's a market out there for it.
The double Ds. Always
The
goes
DC
over
double
well.
Ds is
Yeah.
good. We'll also talk about this Sunday on the radio. We have a packed show Sunday on the radio. Julie, we're going to now go to a racing story, auto racing. Julie loves herself a little IndyCar.
I think if I actually went in person, I would really like it. I think it's kind of like hockey. When you watch it on TV, it's one thing, but if you're in person and you hear it and you
you hear it.
feel yeah, I think I would like it then.
Do we have the video of Donald Trump? Donald Trump, here's the deal. This block of stuff is stuff we can't, people that are always on television. Donald Trump, like he doesn't have enough to do, now he's going to drive the pace car.
He hasn't said whether he's going to run for president, but these little antics make you wonder.
Here's my concern, his hair. These pace cars go like 100 miles an hour. I mean, they're not going 30. No, because the cars behind him are going like 200. So it's not like he's cruising around. What's going to happen to this man's hair if he's in the convertible?
He'll have a helmet on, won't
This
he?
was in like a hotel or something. He started the car.
No, it was in Trump Plaza.
Okay, well, it was indoors. It was indoors. He starts the car. That seems kind of rude.
It's his building.
Well, do you think that's safe and healthy for the people inside?
I don't
the carbon
think he's
monoxide?
so concerned.
33 people were taken to New York area hospitals as a result. Okay, welcome back. We're Parker and Parker. I didn't know who Snooki was until like 2 months ago when Julie said, I can't believe you don't know who Snooki is. Now I can't get enough of Snooki.
She's 4'9". She has 1.8 million followers on Twitter.
I read today where she got $32,000, or is getting, to speak at Rutgers. Are you kidding me? And now this, Julie.
I mean, what did she tell the good students at Rutgers?
Well, she can tell them about her WWE. Look at her go!
That's a cartwheel body splash right there.
That was her, right? That was no body double LeBron James commercial. That was her, right?
She's a little powerhouse, that one.
She wrestled over the weekend on WWE 27, whatever.
27, XXVII.
Okay, cool. But
I think that was Michelle McCool. Like you didn't know that.
Wait, you know these people? You know the people she's wrestling?
I did a little homework.
They all look like they're in Metallica.
I did a little homework.
These people. I'll say this. I didn't know much about Snooki before this. This girl's got some skills.
Apparently,
Skills
I mean,
with,
if you're
with a Z.
Here
Look,
she's
I mean, this
talking
is
trash.
great. What
This
girl
is
is this?
pre-game.
Who's the blonde girl?
She had some name on. I don't know if we can say that on TV.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I'm not sure what we.
This is what Dr.
Say.
Moskowitz says to you, by the way, in Dallas. if you go down for the scalpel-free treatment.
And then the niblets come out.
I will say this, Julie Parker. I'm impressed with Snooki's wrestling.
Do you think men love this, don't they? With the hair flying everywhere.
This actually, Julie was away this weekend in Austin, Texas, for her sister's bachelorette party. It looked a lot like this.
You don't know.
I do know. It looked a lot like that. Was it worse than that? Was Dr. Moskowitz there?
We were in Texas.
You could stop by and have a little snip. Have some niblets.
Keep your niblets. Coming up, we're gonna go to her. We can show her.
Okay, another person that you can't get enough of. Did you see this last night?
I just saw it today.
Kirstie Alley. Look.
Oh, look at him.
She looked like Hainsworth against the Giants. Now, apparently,
She
it was
is
the
trying to lose weight.
It was no, I didn't. Oh, I didn't mean that.
You didn't mean that.
No, I didn't. It apparently was the guy's fault. His leg came out. Now, see, he did see Dr. Moskowitz.
He tore his ACL or something else got
So
punctured.
Kirstie Alley went down in a heap. But apparently, and I've never watched this show, but from what I gather, they garnered sympathy with this.
They
got
recovered nicely.
Got a lot of. All of these people should go see Dr. Moskowitz in Dallas.
We are putting the wraps on this unusually graceful edition of Parker and Parker with the kind of fisticuffs we can all get behind. You might say we're just a pair of featherweights. We hope you'll join us on the radio. We're on Sundays, 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. on 106.7 The Fan. We take your calls and your texts and your tweets. We'd like to hear your best slogan for the Nats. The winner on our Facebook or Twitter page will be
Get some free surgery from Dr. Moskowitz.
Will be read on air Sunday.
Okay, pillow fight video. Here we go. I did not know this, Julie. On Sunday, it was pillow fight all around the world. London, Dallas, New York, you name it. This is what people did. This is when people have too much darn time on their hands.
It's just like a get-together flash mob kind of pillow thing.
Cool. We are Parker and Parker. Thank you so much for being a part of our show. What do you mean you're gonna? What are you doing this for? We planned the pillow fight, and now Julius. Can we roll the one shining moment? Thank you. I'm Jim Nance. Good night, everybody.
Bye.
Ball is tipped. There you are. You're running for your life. You're a shooting star. All the years, no one knows just how hard you worked, but now it shows. One shining moment, it's all on the line. One shining moment, they're frozen in time. The time is short, and the road is long. In the blinking of an eye, all that moment's gone when it's done.